Olá pessoal, vamos agora ter uma apresentação muito interessante com a Moya Gallen, da Duldalk Institute of Technology, que é uma instituição com a qual nós estamos trabalhando já há algum tempo e temos alguns alunos lá e que esses alunos estão indo super bem, adorando o curso, e a gente gostaria então que a Moya falasse da instituição e ela vai apresentar isso para vocês. A apresentação é em inglês, a Moya é irlandesa, então acompanhe aqui com a gente, já vai treinando o seu inglês aí. Eu espero que seja uma instituição que que encaixe aí no seu perfil, vocês se interessem por ela. So welcome, Moya. Thank you so much for being here and for bringing the information about Dundalk, which is an institution where we have some students there, and the students are very happy, and I'm very glad that you are here to share the information with us.
Thank you very, very much, Gavor, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here this morning. As you've already mentioned, my name is Maire and I'm the International Student Recruitment Manager in Duldalk Institute of Technology in Ireland. And I am part of the international office in DKIT, so we have a team of 8 staff in the international office that is dedicated to looking after the international students that come to study with us. So today I am going to give you a very quick overview in Ireland and some of the benefits of studying and working in Ireland, and then we will look at DKIT in detail and the programs that we have, our fees, our scholarships, and so on. So hopefully by the end of the presentation you'll have received a comprehensive overview on Ireland and studying in Duldalk Institute of Technology as well. So without further ado, I will proceed with giving you some of the benefits of Ireland. So Ireland itself is actually ranked in the top 10 globally for our education system. So the quality of the education system that you receive when you come to study in Ireland is really, really high and ranks in the top 10 globally. So that is good for students to know. Also, we have an excellent minimum wage available in Ireland. So when students do come to study, they can work part-time. So there's the opportunity to work 20 hours per week in term time and 40 hours per week during holiday periods. And we have one of the highest minimum wages in Europe, which is €12.70. So there's a really great earning potential for students of up to €1,000 per month if they do choose to work part-time, and that can really contribute towards the living expenses when studying and living in Ireland. We also have a really good post-study work visa available. So if you do complete an honours degree with us in Ireland, you have the opportunity to remain in Ireland for 12 months after the completion of the degree programme. And if you do study a master's with us, then you can stay back in Ireland for 2 years, for 24 months, to gain international work experience. So many of the international students that come to study with us avail of that opportunity, and many of them stay longer than in the country as they like the quality of life there. Starting salaries are really good. You're looking at around €35,000 as a starting salary. That can increase depending on the sector. There's a high skill demands in the IT sector, for example, so salaries may be slightly higher in that sector. And we have internationally recognized qualifications as well. So there's that peace of mind that when you do complete your degree program with us, you can take that degree anywhere in the world and it will be recognized. We are also home to over 1,400 overseas companies. So Ireland has a really low corporation tax rate. And because of that, we have been able to attract in a lot of the key multinationals into Ireland over the past 15 to 20 years. Some of them have their European headquarters, in fact, in Dublin. So you will see from the slide that we've attracted the key technology companies, the key pharmaceutical companies, the key software companies, financial services, industrial automation, and medical technology companies also. And in this slide, we just see a more graphical representation of the companies that have decided to locate in Ireland over the past 15 to 20 years. And you will recognize a lot of the brands, I'm sure, from the slide, key big players in the various sectors that I've mentioned, the likes of Apple, Twitter, IBM, Google, Facebook, so on. So they've come from far and wide from across the globe to locate in Ireland. And I'm showing this information because it translates into excellent job opportunities for students when they do graduate. So there's opportunities to get employment in very good multinational companies and for students to establish a good career in those companies when they start working. Opportunities for employment then, so there are skill shortages and job prospects in areas such as ICT, that's a hot sector at the moment, especially areas like cybersecurity, data analytics. There will be good job prospects and good openings in that area. Engineering, we have both Indigenous and multinational engineering companies in Ireland with job opportunities. Financial services is a huge sector, and there's a financial services district in Dublin, which offers good job prospects for students. And then obviously areas like international sales, there's always demand because each company needs a sales department. And then the health and the media and design sectors are also good sectors for job opportunities. That's a quick snapshot on, I suppose, Ireland, the education system and the job prospects for students and I suppose earning potentials as well. And now I will talk to you about Duldalk Institute of Technology in particular. And you'll see from the slide in front of you that we are 50 years old, so we were established in 1970. We have a cohort of 5,000 students and approximately 10% of those students will be international. We have 500 staff and about 65% of those will be academic, and we have a really, really good selection of degree and master programs for students to choose from. And those programs are housed within our 4 schools. So we have the School of Informatics and Creative Arts, we have the School of Health and Science, we have a School of Engineering, and then a School of Business and Humanities. And the campus itself is a large 90-acre, 36-hectare site, so it's all in one location. It's a modern green campus, so students don't need to travel to multiple locations to go to class. Everything is really, really centrally located. Our location then, so we are pretty much the gateway to Europe. We are the bridge between mainland US and the rest of Europe, just beside obviously the UK. So if we drill into the map of Ireland here, you can see Dublin, and we are literally 1 hour north of our capital city, Dublin, and we are 1 hour south of the main city in Northern Ireland, which is Belfast. So we're equidistant between both locations. And you can see there on the slide, the international airport is highlighted. So we are about a 45-minute drive from the international airport as well. So we're connected by bus and by train into Dublin city centre. So really, really well located in Ireland, but we're not in the centre of the city, meaning that accommodation options are more readily available and the living cost is about 50% less as well. But you still have the convenience of being able to go into Dublin city should you wish, and it takes approximately 1 hour by bus or by train. The town itself, so Dundalk is a smaller town. It's not a large city. It's the second largest town in Ireland. It's super well connected, as I mentioned, to the key cities and to the international airport. A really great quality of life. It's a very safe and a very friendly place to live, and we find that our international students settle very, very quickly into living in Dundalk and into the campus life as well. It's really cost effective. As I mentioned, the cost of living is about 50% less than in the larger urban areas in Ireland, and also accommodation options will be more readily available for students. And we do have some multinational employers locally as well, like Heinz, PayPal, Wuxi Biologics and Warner Chilcott. So there are good job opportunities available locally if students do not wish to travel to Dublin after graduation to get employment. And we have some really good internationally recognised clusters in areas like financial services, engineering, life sciences, food manufacturing, and existing and emerging technologies. This is a nice aerial shot just of the campus. So as you'll see, it's all very, very centrally located. There's lots of green areas as well, and we've all the amenities that you would expect in any modern campus. We've got lots of eateries, canteen, library. We've a theatre on campus as well, which is utilised by the performing arts students. And you can probably see at the top of the slide the wind turbine that actually generates about 40 to 50% of our electricity. And it is part of the Research Centre of Excellence that we have on campus in renewable energy, which is a very, very high in demand programme with the international student cohort, so they can study various types of renewable energy with us at master's level. Programme areas then, so I did mention in an earlier slide that we have 4 schools, and within those schools we have a variety of different programmes available for students to choose from. So within the Business and Humanities School, you can choose to do general business studies. We've got business and management, business and technology. You can do accounting and finance. You can also study humanities. And we have excellent hospitality degrees as well, with fully kitted out hospitality kitchen and training restaurant and bar as well for the students to use. Engineering then, we have 3 types of engineering that we offer. We do civil, mechanical and electrical engineering. We have construction related programs, and then I mentioned the renewable energy. We have the expertise and Centre of Excellence in that area also, all within the engineering school. And within health and science, we have pharmaceutical science, we have general science degrees, and then you can also do bioscience as well. And within informatics and creative arts, we've got a large selection of various different computing degrees. You can do software development, you can do computing and games development, you can do maths and data science, you can do general computing. And then we have excellent creative media programs, music programs as well, with state-of-the-art facilities in music and audio production. We've got a full-blown TV studio, recording studios and so on. So excellent facilities, among the best in Ireland in that area. And we also have got great programs within the data analytics area at both undergraduate and master's level. At master's level then, as you can imagine, we've got various masters within the different schools. So within the business school, we offer our masters in business studies, which specialises in entrepreneurship and marketing. We've got the MSc in data analytics within the computing area. In engineering, we offer mechanical engineering masters, and we also offer the renewable energy systems masters. And then within the science area, we have the MSc in agricultural biotechnology as well. These are some of the new programs we have introduced in the last 12 months. So there's been various programs introduced across the various schools. You'll see there from the slide yourself. We've got new sports programs, youth work, hospitality management, event management, nutrition and health, and business related programs as well. So we're always introducing new programs each year at both undergraduate and graduate level. And pathways then for students. So in Ireland, there's 10 levels of qualification. Level 6 is the entry-level qualification at higher education, which is the International Foundation Programme. And it goes right up to level 10, which would be a PhD qualification. So that's the highest level of qualification you can get. So in DKIT, you can basically study at all levels, running from level 6 right up to level 10. So students can come in to the foundation program, which is a preparatory program for the degree, where you study English language and then subject-specific modules. Or if a student is already pre-qualified, they can come straight into year 1 of the degree program. And our degrees are either 3 or 4 years in duration, depending on the program you wish to study. The majority of the level 7 ordinary degrees are 3 years, and normally the honours degree is 4 years. We also accept students into advanced entry. So if a student has completed 1 or 2 years, for example, in their home country, they can come to study in DKT in year 2, 3 or 4 of one of our degree programs, or indeed complete an add-on degree with us. So we have various options for entry for students depending on their level of education. And then obviously after their degree, should they wish, they can progress to do a master's program with us. So we have 1 year full-time taught master's programs, and we also have master's by research, which takes approximately 2 years to complete. And after the master's programs, then students can progress to do a doctoral research program, should they so desire, and those programs generally take approximately 4 years to complete. So why do international students choose DKIT? There's many different reasons, and some of the reasons are listed on the slide here in front of you. One of the key things is that we basically have work placements available on programs. So when students come to study with us, normally in year 3 for 1 semester, they have the opportunity to go into industry and to start applying their learning in an industrial context. So it gives the students the opportunity of getting some international work experience while studying. And often we find that students secure employment with the same employers after graduation that they had their work placement with. And we have a dedicated office that organises the work placements for the students as well. So the students do not need to worry about arranging that, and they can complete their work placement locally, nationally, or even internationally as well. We also offer things like free airport collection, and we have very good orientation days for the students when they arrive. We also have smaller class sizes, and we pride ourselves in this because it translates into a very high quality learning environment for the students. In larger institutions, you may be in a lecture theatre of 300 students, but in DKIT, it will be 30 to 40 students. This works really, really well for the international students that come to study with us. They integrate well into the class, they're comfortable with the learning environment, and they get to know the lecturers, and the lecturers get to know them. And it translates into the students getting excellent results at the end of the degree programs. That's something we pride ourselves in, the fact that we have smaller class sizes and high level quality teaching. We also integrate in problem solving, critical thinking, and team working into all of our programs. And this basically equips the students with the skills needed to enter the job market after the completion of the program. So not only do we provide the theoretical side of the learning, we provide the applied practical side as well, which is what employers want to see. Employers feed into the development of our programs, and they have said to us very frankly that they need practical skills as well as theoretical, and this is what we factor into the programs. So we make the students job ready for when they complete the degree. And then obviously our central location near Dublin and Belfast is a key factor, and the fact that it's 50% cheaper to live, but you're still near the key cities in Ireland is a huge bearing on students coming, deciding to choose to study with us. And also we have a good selection of degree and master's programs. So we have programs to meet the needs of most students that come to study with us. This slide then shows the progression rate. So we have an excellent progression rate. 95% of our students progress either into full-time employment or further education. And they generally secure their employment within the corridor between Dundalk and Dublin. So that's where the bulk of the economic activity is happening in Ireland. It's where the majority of the multinationals are located, and it's where 1/3 of the population of the country resides. So that's where our students are securing employment after they graduate. We have students from over 40 different countries studying with us. The slide represents some of the flags and nationalities, but not all of them. But it basically translates into a multicultural campus. So when students do come to study with us, they are in class predominantly with local students, and then a very wide selection of other international students then as well in class. So a very diverse and multicultural campus is awaiting any student that comes to study in DKIT. Some of the services on campus then, we have a bank, we've got a really great library, we have the theatre, we've got a good selection of sports clubs and cultural societies that students can join when they come to study with us. We've got numerous coffee shops and eateries on campus, and then we've got a really good modern sports facility called the KIT Sport as well. Some of the supports then that we offer students, so we have the careers office, which offers supports for jobs, CV building, interview preparation, and so on. We have the placement office, which organises the placements for students in their third year normally, and we have the health unit as well available on campus. We have a counselling service if students need some additional supports when they come to DKIT. We have the international office, which I've already mentioned, and we have the disability service as well. So if there's any student that has a particular disability, we have a dedicated officer that looks after those particular needs of those students. And we have a really good student learning and development centre on campus, and that centre is there to provide additional learning supports, for example, for English language, for maths, or for academic writing. This is the DKIT Sports Centre, so this is our state-of-the-art sports complex. It's available to all international students to use when they become registered with us, and it's approximately a 10 to 15 minute walk from the campus itself, but it's an amazing facility, really modern, well kitted out gym equipment. It's got a swimming pool, sauna, jacuzzi, and then there's various kind of fitness programs you can do there as well. And once you're registered, you get access to this facility, and it's really, really well used by the international students that study with us. Our start dates then, so we have one main intake every year in September, and that's when our foundation program, our undergraduate degrees, and our postgraduate programs run. Entry requirements then, so for foundation, you're looking at the equivalent of 5 Cs in IGCSE, including English and Maths, and we need the equivalent of IELTS 4.5 or Duolingo 65 to 75. The good news is that we still accept Duolingo, and we're finding that more and more students are sitting that test as their English language test for entry, and it's also accepted by the visa offices as well. So Duolingo is a viable option for anybody looking to come to study. Then for year 1 of bachelor program, you're looking at the equivalent of 2 A-level C and above, or a pass in your local high school exams, with the equivalent of IELTS 5.5 or 6, or Duolingo 95 to 100, 105 to 115. So depending on the degree program you're choosing, the level 7 programs require an IELTS of 5.5, the ordinary degree, and the honours degree, which is the level 8, requires an IELTS of 6.0. Postgraduate then, we need a GPA of 60% and above in an honours degree, plus IELTS of 6.5 or Duolingo equivalent of 120 to 125. And this is just a side-by-side comparison of the English language requirements. So running from the level 6 foundation, which is 4.5 in IELTS, up to a level 9 masters, which is 6.5, and then everything in between for the ordinary and the honours degree, the add-on degrees, the higher diploma, and for advanced entry. So if any students coming in on advanced entry to year 2, 3, or 4 of a degree, they would need the equivalent of IELTS 6 or Duolingo 105 to 115. Scholarships then. Let me just see if I missed a slide there. No, I didn't. Okay. Scholarships. We have 3 main scholarships available. So we've got academic merit available at both undergraduate and postgraduate level of €1,000. We have accommodation discount of €1,400 available, and we have a sibling discount of €1,000 available to students. So students at undergraduate and postgraduate receive 1 scholarship only, except for those that are eligible for the sibling discount, in which case they would receive an additional €1,000 scholarship. And a sibling discount basically means if we have two members of the same family, that the second child gets the additional discount of €1,000. The accommodation discount itself is limited to 150 discounts per year, and it's allocated on a first come, first served basis. It's only available for those that are starting a degree from year one, and the discount is available each year of the degree program. So it doesn't just apply to year one, it's for each year of the degree program. The DKIT International Office will work with the accommodation provider to prioritise new year one students getting accommodation, and then students post year one of the bachelor study will be responsible for finding their own accommodation, and students must pay the accommodation provider themselves by the 30th of June each year. And basically those eligible receive a €1,400 discount off of their fees to put towards their accommodation. So that's the accommodation discount. Countries eligible then for the accommodation discount. So there's numerous different countries in Southern America that are eligible, and Brazil is one of those countries. The only country that isn't eligible, unfortunately, is Chile. Our tuition fees and living expenses then. So for the foundation program, you're looking at an annual fee of €7,250. So that's per academic year, running from September until May. For all of our undergraduate programs, it's €10,950 per academic year from September until May, and all the programs are the same cost. There's no variation. And for the master's programs, it's €12,000 per year, and that's per calendar year because the master's programs are 1 year full-time taught from September until September. And living expenses, you would be budgeting for approximately €10,000 per year inclusive of accommodation. But bearing in mind the comment I made at the start of the presentation, whereby you can work part-time with an earning potential of up to €1,000 per month. So that can really help to cover your living expenses when in the country. Visas then, here are the countries where visas are required and visas are not required. The good news is that for Brazilian students, we do not need a visa. And you'll see on the right-hand side then there are some countries like Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, and Venezuela that do need visas. So just to bear that in mind if you are coming from those particular countries, to allow a little bit more time for visa processing. Accommodation options then. So we have various options available locally. There's halls of residence, which are on campus and then a 10 to 20-minute walk from the campus itself. We also have private rented accommodation, so you can stay in a shared house or in an apartment locally. And we have family homestay options available locally too. That basically means students can stay with a local family, and the family will prepare their meals as well as part of the accommodation provision. We do have a dedicated accommodation officer in the international office, and that lady is there to support the students regarding their accommodation needs prior to arrival and when they arrive in DKIT also. And yeah, just to bear in mind that, you know, the accommodation options will be a lot cheaper in Dundalk than in the likes of Dublin city centre itself. So applications then can be submitted through our online application portal through your agent. Applications for postgraduate add-ons and advanced entry close on May 1st each year. And then applications for undergraduate close on the 31st of May each year, and we do not have any application fees, which is good news. So please contact your agent if you are looking to submit an application, bearing in mind the deadlines outlined on the slide. And you can follow us in all of the usual social media channels. If you do want to see any detailed videos of our programs, our campus and so on, please go on to YouTube. There's a host of videos on there which will give you lots of detailed information and lots of imagery from the campus. If you go to our website, you'll get very detailed program information, and our prospectus is there to download as well. And you can see updates on what's happening as well on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That concludes my presentation for today. I'm Moya Gallen. I want to thank you very much for your time. And if you do need to reach out, you can see my contact details there. And you can also get further information on our website detailed on the slide. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Moya, so much for your presentation. It was really a lot of information, but really good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Like I said, I consider Duldalk a very good option for Brazilian students because of everything you just showed us. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me this morning. I appreciate it.